Kathleen Madigan, what in the world?
Good morning.
How are you?
Excellent. I can't complain. I'm hitting the road again this week, and I went last week, and it's ever since COVID, I've just been hitting it hard. That year after COVID, though, I worked harder than I've worked since I was probably 13 years old. So
why is that? Were you trying to make up ground, or was it just harder to do what you do?
I had to. No, I had to. Like, they just kept, and you had to kind of take what they gave you, because they're like, okay, you can make up this date on a Thursday, and you just had to go, okay, because you can't. It was crazy. I mean, because it involves everybody, the theaters, it's the musicians, it's the comedians, it's everything.
And
so,
everybody was trying to make up as well. Yeah, so.
Now we're just back to normal now.
Yes.
The normal dates that I booked and picked, and it's all good.
Do you think, is it getting better for comedy across the country, or everyone for a while was like you couldn't do anything, and it's such a mess. Is it any better?
Yeah, I think it's fine. I think the people, I mean, I don't want to be Chris Rock. I don't want somebody to come up and slap me. But I think post-COVID, because people were locked up for so long, they were just a little more rambunctious. And I think everybody's kind of back to normal. It feels normal. Like, everybody seems to be having a normal amount of fun and then going home. Plus, after COVID, there was so much extra drinking because people hadn't been out.
Yeah.
So then they're all super revved up and more than normal. I'd say double the amount of drinks a normal person would have. They go double.
Well, that's because they were drinking
crazy.
at home. That's because everybody had trained themselves during COVID to just be drunk all the time.
Yeah, I can tell you at this house, I have a much more liberal pour. When I went back out into the real world and ordered a glass of wine at dinner, I'm like, what? That is not even a third full. I don't know what you people are doing, but at home, at the Madigan household, that glass of wine is full.
Yeah. Kathleen Madigan, she is playing the Ryman on the 18th of February, and you get your tickets. They're on sale now through the Ryman. It's going to be a great show with Kathleen. All right, Kathleen Madigan, our guest. We'll come back, talk more with her. We'll talk about this special that's on Netflix I'm hearing about. We'll talk about that on the way. Next, hang on. Comedian Kathleen Madigan joining us, and you can check her out on her tour schedule on her website. Also, the new Box Wine and Tiny Banjos tour, which is great. What are the Tiny Banjos? What do you mean, like mandolins?
No, there's my friend Lewis, this comedian, he really likes fine wine, and I took him to a lake bar in Nashville. It's out on Old Hickory Lake. It's just a dumpy, fun, divey lake bar, and he asked me, do they have a wine list? I go, Lou, look at the wall. You see what that is? That is a stuffed squirrel holding a tiny banjo. And somebody shellacked it, and then they nailed it to driftwood, and then they hung it on the wall. Whoever did that does not have a wine list. A carton of Marlboro Reds. Yeah. And I have pictures of it. It's still up there. It's the tiniest banjo. And I'm like, where do you get that? Like, do you put into Amazon tiny banjo? And then he glued it in the stuffed squirrel's paws perfectly. It looks like he's playing the banjo.
I have a guitar that I got in Mexico. It's the same thing.
I'd steal it.
I'm sorry. I hate the little delay that we have. I was going to say I have a guitar playing frog that I got in Mexico. Same thing. I love weird taxidermy.
Well, taxidermy too, like the squirrel that they stuffed. I don't see anything remarkable about it. Like, I mean, even just playing golf, every once in a while you'll see a squirrel and go, wow, that's the biggest squirrel I've ever seen. This isn't it. I don't understand what possessed somebody to stuff that squirrel.
Boredom.
I just don't. Maybe it was a pet. Maybe it was his own squirrel or something. I don't know, but there must be a reason, but I can never find out who did it.
Kathleen, I'm about to change your life. I'm going to tell you something that you probably don't know, that at the Country Music Hall of Fame, hidden in the archives, there are 4 or 5 stuffed squirrels that Hank Williams Sr. himself shot off of his back porch, gave to a friend to have taxidermy to look like Hank Williams and the Drifting Cowboys. So there are 4 or 5 little squirrels all dressed in their Drifting Cowboys outfits, playing their instruments taxidermied, and it used to be on display, kind of hidden at the Hall of Fame. Now I think it's in the archives.
Somebody complain.
It is easily the best thing in the entire archives of the Country Music Hall of Fame.
They need to put it back on display and hide it, and move it around that way.
They used to do that,
yeah.
and I don't know where it is now.
Yeah, they need to bring that back out. Let's send them an email. I'll go down there in person and say, can I see the squirrels? I know they're here. I was told they're here. And I paid to get in. So if you're hiding stuff, I think you should bring it out.
Yeah, that ain't cool. That ain't cool. Okay, so that's where the Box Wine and Tiny Banjos tour name comes from. Well, I'll never forget that. So great. You can find Kathleen Madigan tour dates all on her website. Also, check out the Netflix special called Bothering Jesus, which is, again, also really great. And don't forget, she is playing the Ryman on February 18th. Tickets are on sale now at the Ryman. Always a pleasure, Kathleen. We can't wait to get you back in the studio, and let's have some radio fun.
All right, I'll drive on down. I'll bring a picture of the stuffed squirrel out at Sam's.
Please,
please.
All right, we'll see you soon, girl. Thank you.
All right,
Bye.
thanks. Bye.
Hey, you want to check out more videos? We got them over there.
That's about the best I think we have. But if you want to look at others, you can. Click away.
Subscribe.